Are you trying to find that 100x, 1000x that everyone is talking about right now? You know the feeling. You've just bought some shitcoin because your favorite influencers told you it's going to absolutely rocket towards the upside. For the first few days, it goes green, you're making 10, 20, 30% every single day. How good does that feel? Suddenly though, you reach a time in the market when everything starts to have a little pullback. You're down 30% on where you could have been cashing out at. Is it a good time to sell? Is it a good time to stay in the markets? These problems you're having are very common in crypto, and they're going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars if you don't play them right. Luckily for you though, in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what we need to be focusing on to understand why this is happening to us and what we can do to avoid making massive mistakes. And what I also want to do is, if you stick around to the end of this video, I'll show you how to minimize all your costs and trade more effectively to make sure you're safely operating in this space. Hit the like button. Let's get into today's video. Now, as we look across the crypto bubble space, you will see that there is a fairly large sea of red. And a lot of the coins you've been buying recently, particularly those shit coins, are probably taking a bit of punishment today. And this is problematic for us because more people are flowing into the space right now. The average crypto YouTuber, such as myself, are having to fight for the attention of those individuals in order to try and build our subscriber count and all that. Now, there's various different tactics in which you can do this, but using terms such as 100x or 1000x altcoin tend to be pretty good for capturing the average degenerate out there. And there's a big reason for that. You and I recently have been making lots of gains on our bags of Solana, our BCB, or whatever it might be. And the problem with that is, just like any junkie, once we've had a hit of that good old dopamine, we want more. Therefore, we're no longer satisfied with getting our 5% gain of the day, 10% gain of the day. We want to see that 20% gain, 30% gain, or even higher. So we're even more likely and more susceptible to go chasing shit coins that various influencers are talking about, because it's going to make us feel better. Those coins keep going up. It reinforces the loop. Then guess what? It pulls back on us. Suddenly, maybe things aren't as good and rosy as what we thought, and now we start to panic. So what are we doing wrong? Well, this. You're playing in crypto, which is an incredibly dangerous game that wears this sort of camouflage of it's all fun and games and everyone's having a great time, when really, on a daily basis, you have the opportunity in front of you to make life-changing losses. So what do we need to do? Well, first of all, what we need to stop doing is just blindly paying attention to any influencer, including myself, that just shouts out a coin without kind of really understanding what it is behind that coin that might cause it to pump. And while there are some larger YouTubers and crypto people in the space who do have the ability to move these markets, because it's really not that hard with these smaller cap coins, it does still pose a problem for us. Now, why is that? Well, if we look at this, guys, this is Google Trends right now, and this is a worldwide search of YouTube search volume in the past 12 months. Why is he talking about that? Stick with me. Okay, there's a reason for that. You will see that while the market has been going up quite a lot throughout the year, the interest of people coming into crypto, or new people coming into crypto and searching for Bitcoin, isn't changing. There's still people like having an interest, but there's not changing. It's not an increase in the market. It tells me there's no new people who haven't been kind of engaged in crypto through the summer getting involved right now. And this is what I mean. Now this, you'll see, is the last bull market, okay? And that's what it looks like. People come flying into the space, the prices go up, everything looks great, right? Now, the reason I'm showing you this is if there's no new people in the space right now, then everyone who wants to buy this coin or that coin will do so. And once they've all bought it, people will start to sell, and will start to sell more and more as the price gets higher. And the problem is, if no new people are coming in to buy it and people are selling it more and more often, then inevitably the price will start to come down. But unlike in kind of bigger market cap coins that are actually doing something, they're actually achieving something, or have the narrative, or have kind of like the project behind that is really backing up the price, a lot of these kind of like brand new shit coins that are being talked about, like lots of little Gamefi projects or AI projects or whatever, have shot up and exceeded their value way too quickly. Because I'm not saying that these projects don't have the ability to be valuable or highly valuable in the future, but after they've received their initial pump because they've been mentioned by Alex Becker or Elio Trades or whoever it is, inevitably the pack of dopamine junkies will go and seek their next hit somewhere else, and it won't come from that same coin, and they need to take money out of it in order to go and take their hits from somewhere else. And this might look something like this. BCB got pumped up the other day. When Alex Becker goes and tweets about it, everyone gets excited, and then people were buying the top, and then they got this kind of pullback to around sort of 38% down, and then suddenly it's sitting around 27% down. Now, BCB, I think, will actually do well in the future. But most of the people who were diving in and buying this, I pretty much guarantee weren't really learning about what BCB is or really understanding it. And that's fine, because we all love to do a bit of degenerate trading now and then and just chuck fun tokens into something that we don't really understand. Which is all very well, because even if we don't understand it, but we buy down here and we're riding this wave, well, now we're feeling pretty damn good about ourselves. And we're like, well, we don't really need to know about this coin because it's just going up. But eventually it will start to pull back on you. And then you're like, do I need to get out of this coin? What do I do? Because basically this has happened. Someone has led you out into the middle of a dark wood at night when they've got themselves a torch in front of them. They've then let go of your hand and pissed off somewhere with their torch and left you literally stood in the dark with no torch, no sense of direction or anything. And that analogy I quite like, because that is how you feel when suddenly someone switches that light off and it starts to pull back on you. Because now what you don't know is whether it was just a pump and dump, and whether BCB is just going to do this, or whether it's going to carry on doing this. And the reason you don't know that is because you don't know anything about that project. So you don't know how it got there, you don't know why it's there, or whether or not we should be paying attention to it. So what do I need to know before I ape into shitcoins? Can't believe I'm saying this. You need to know what that project does. So BCB, for example, is in Gamefi. It's a coin associated with a gambling platform that does sports betting. It does other bits and pieces around that area. Okay, so is it useful? Well, so therefore, if it's onboarding users into the future, you would anticipate that this coin could maybe continue to do well. What do I know about the community? Well, it's got Alex Becker as an advisor, which is great, but that caused the price to overinflate. So maybe after it's been pumping for a few weeks, maybe it's not the time to be jumping into it, and you can wait for the next one he talks about. But when everyone's already talking about it, try and find the source of why they're talking about it, get hold of a video, and go and see the sort of dates and things on it. But if it was literally last week, you're going to just be exit liquidity for all the people who are buying down here. So we can use Google Trends, which is an easy thing to use. There's other things we can use as well, which I've shown you before on the channel. This is June.com. Search for the token analyzer. You can see the spelling's a bit funny here. Okay, and then just take the contract address of the coin that you want to take a look at. Now, just for the purposes of this demonstration, let's just use Chainlink. You can see a contract address here. Copy it. It says Ethereum. Come back, make sure it says Ethereum. Go for 30 days, and then just paste the token address in here. This is new wallets being created every single day for Chainlink. Obviously, today's a little bit lower because we're sort of obviously working our way through today, and it's updated all the time. But look, these number of wallets is being added every single day. So the overall growth, cumulative new wallet growth, is happening at a very nice steady rate. And what does that mean? It means that there's more people interacting with the ecosystem. More people are creating the wallets because they want to be buying the tokens. While they might not be doing it in massive volume, you would have to agree with me that this is overall very, very bullish. And we spotted this earlier on in the year, back in September, before Chainlink had some astronomical pumps, because it did this. But then what you can see is it's having a nice little bit of a pullback here. Maybe you can have opportunities to get in a little bit cheaper. Yes, Bitcoin currently having a little pullback today, but in my opinion, to be honest, this line, which is basically the support line of the last bull market, has just basically been broken through. We've come back for a nice retest. You can see that we're finding support here. It would indicate to me that I think Bitcoin is due to continue at least a little bit further before we have any significant form of a pullback. I personally anticipate a move to around this level here. But here's the thing for you. Why am I looking at likes of Chainlink and Avalanche? Well, guys, because you can go and find out very clearly that people are investing in these. Large money is investing in these. You can go and use other tools, like here you can use Token Terminal. You can go and look at all the different coins, and you can see the number of fees and things they're generating. If they're generating lots of fees and stuff right now, and Bitcoin, for whatever reason, has a crazy hard pullback, these coins are all going to survive. So all those people who were like sat on the sidelines being like, oh, we haven't seen the bear market yet, we're still going to like 9k. Who knows? It can happen. I personally would anticipate that we are going to continue higher. But one thing's for sure, coins that are making revenue, are gaining users all the time and stuff, will actually continue to survive and won't take such a hard hit compared with those coins that you know and I know that everyone just aped into without even knowing what it is. So what happens when that happens? Those coins come down really, really hard and aggressively. So I'm not going to tell you not to buy shitcoins, because I also like to buy the odd shitcoin now and then, and you can make some really quick and great gains. But the way to do it is like this. You need to do it on an exchange which offers you the opportunity to do that very thing. Now, a lot of shitcoins that you talk about won't be available on a lot of exchanges. For example, coming back to blockchain bets, which just so happens to be down 15% today. Notice that Bitcoin pulls back 3%. Everyone's shitting themselves in the middle of the wood right now selling blockchain bets. Coming down below, you can see that it is not available on many different markets. If you don't know where to buy a coin, you go to CoinMarketCap, you search for the coin, you come down, you see blockchain bet markets, Uniswap, MEXC, okay, MEXC, centralized exchange, Uniswap, decentralized exchange. If you're in America or you're in Canada or wherever and you're like, I can't use MEXC, this is how you do it. And this is why you need to do it, because Coinbase is incredibly expensive. First of all, you go to the link down below in the description I've got for NordVPN. Using that link, you'll get it incredibly cheap. You get 4 months free, and then after that, it's like £2.30 per month, okay? I will make a tiny commission if you go and buy this, where I might get a fraction of your £2.30. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. But I'm telling you about this because it's such an important thing to be able to do, and if you're going to buy shitcoins, something you need to use. Then that allows you to change your location just by clicking on a map. You can then just go and select yourself and be in Croatia or whatever. Then you can go and use the exchanges you want. Come across to MEXC, again, link down below in the description. I use MEXC because it is the cheapest going out there. 0% spot maker taker fees, absolutely insane, okay? And it's also got like 3,500 different altcoins. So all the little small cap altcoin YouTube degens are talking about all the time, you can find on MEXC. But I want to show you something very important that's going to save you potentially making disastrous moves. If you're buying small caps, there is a really dangerous thing that can happen. So using MEXC, I want to show you something. We're just going to search for Ozone because I know it's a coin that is available on MEXC. And guys, I am not telling you to buy Ozone, okay? I'm just using it because it's got a small market cap. Also, it's got this. The volume as well, very, very low, okay? The very, very low volume. And for that reason, liquidity also will be very poor. How else can I tell? You see all these? These are sell orders, and these are buy orders. And you can see that they're not really moving very much. If, however, I search for Bitcoin, you can see all these orders basically flashing up all the time, as all the liquidity is moving the price between the markets and filling all of these different orders at the same time. And stick with me, if this is getting a bit too much, I'm going to help you. Now, coming back to Ozone, in order for me to buy Ozone, someone needs to sell it. So let's just say I've got like $500 or $1,000, then I'm like, you know what, I want to buy Ozone. And I just think to myself, I want to get it now. And I crack in like $400 or $500 in one fell swoop. Because there is zero volume at the time I make that trade, what will happen is the price will shoot up and take out all of the sell orders that might be all the way up here. And then the price will likely come back down here. And this is what basically looks like, okay? You get moves like this, and it dumps on you, right? Okay, so people basically take all that. And the problem is, if you want to buy it, like, say, $1, and it goes up, it fills part of your order at different dollar values up here. So you're actually paying a lot more for it. It's like, I want to buy 10 apples at £1 each, and then, like, I buy the first one, it's £1, the next one's £2, the next one's £3, the next one's £4. So instead of paying £10 for all these apples, I've actually gone away and paid a bunch more money. I don't know what the total is for that, but a bunch more money, and got myself way less apples than I should have done. So we can overcome it like this. Get limit order. Click on limit, okay? Then I can dictate the price I want to buy it at. For example, if I was to go and crack in all of the money, $2,000 I've got on the exchange at the moment. Let's just say I wanted to crack in $540 as a limit order. I can now say that I want to buy at this price. You can see this is the top price around here. I can then click buy Ozone, and you can see it's going to ask me to limit buy. If I click confirm, then it will start to try and fill the order. You can see it's filled 4.15% of the order at the price I want to pay. And every time that price gets back into that zone, it will start to fill my order with more and more Ozone. Now, I don't want to buy Ozone right now, so let's just stop that. Obviously, I've now got 4.15% of Ozone. Let's stop it. And let's do this. You can see if I want to sell it, I then must do the same. Because if the price gets to, like, let's say up here, and I want to sell the price at that value, then I need to also do a limit order on sell. Because if I sell and market sell, it will dump the price way quicker. And that's basically what happened to Bitcoin this morning, but just on a much bigger volume because Bitcoin's massive, okay? So on a smaller cap coin, you also have to do this. I can just select limit, just ensure that I do all that, and then I sell Ozone, you can see it's just going to check it here, and you can see it would cost me, I've not made any money on it, but I've not lost any money as well. I confirm, and then down below it will let me know if it's filled it or not. Now, be aware, if it's smaller coins and things like that, you might not be able to fill it. You may have to take a little bit of a cut by moving your price down to a point at which you can maybe get out. For example, if I did this and I went like just a little lower price there and I press and confirm, then I'll lose 58 cents, but I'm not going to lose everything. And then you can see open orders get closed. It means I already filled the position there here, taking myself a loss of 50 cents just from that demonstration. So the point of showing you is this. Even if you suddenly get into a coin and it looks like you've made tons of money, if you don't have the liquidity there, you can't get out of the position effectively. The only way you could do it is by using these limit orders. So be very cautious, okay? Use MEXC, use limit orders, and that's the way to do this properly. And it will still be 0%, okay? Spot maker taker fees 0% using this particular exchange. And if you use the link down below, guys, you'll also get a $1,000 bonus, which you can use for trading and things like that. But if you're not an experienced trader, just use it for spot. Now, there's one project I want to talk about, and it is this, My Lovely Planet. And there's a reason for this, not just because it's an exciting project backed by some of the biggest names in gaming, such as Ubisoft, but it's basically trying to help the environment. I myself spend a lot of time outside, enjoy sports, I've always enjoyed nature, so it's something that I'm quite passionate about. And this is the greatest game for climate protection. Now you can see, backed by some of the greatest leaders of the gaming industry, such as Ubisoft and Unity. This is very cool because it's sort of charity-based driven, but also backed by some very big names in the space. It's founded by a guy called Clement Lebras, who used to be the CEO of this project called Lilo, again a sustainability-based project. So you can see the team actually is more focused on sustainability and the future protection of the planet, rather than just being a money-making machine like most of crypto. So effectively, it's a video game that enables you to go and do different tasks around the world, such as planting trees and cleaning up rubbish, etc. This is a play-to-earn game where people will earn rewards, but also by participating in the game, you can have various ads and things, and then from the ad revenue, use it to go and do those very things in nature, such as planting trees, cleaning up rubbish from the ocean, which is very cool. For example, here it's saying every tree that you plant in the game will be planted in real life. Now, the aim for the future is to be able to create a community of over 100 million players. This will allow them to be able to plant 1 billion new trees, which just sound pretty incredible. Also clean around 1 million tons of plastic from the oceans and protect biodiversity. Now, because of the way that the world is moving into the future, then you can definitely see games like this starting to pick up. They've already got a massive following over on TikTok of around 500,000, which is absolutely huge, especially within the Gamefi space. And the fact that it's basically a charitable organization within that particular niche means that you could potentially get some big names starting to come and back a project like this. Right now, they're running various giveaways towards the end of the year, where all you need to do is come across and join their Discord. If you join in their Discord, there's multiple opportunities to be able to win cash prizes, such as 500 USDT and others throughout the next few weeks. And into January, when they actually launch the price, you'll be able to qualify to win these prizes. Now, within the game, there's obviously various upsells and things like that to do with NFTs, where you can go and acquire new objects, new skins, etc. And because it's incubated by Ubisoft, you know that the gameplay is going to be that appeals to a large audience, which does mean that into the future, if they are able to achieve most of these things that they're talking about on this roadmap, then potentially we could see a very big growth from this token in general. And obviously, as someone who likes to make money in crypto, it's something that has caught my attention. You can find out all the information about this very transparent team down below, clearly based in France with a mostly French team. If you come down below, there's more details about the tokenomics, and as well as that, the token sales. There's also a very in-depth white paper, which you can go and find out more, all through the link down below in the description. Now, of course, I know a lot of people who watch this channel are also interested in gaming, and if you go to the Discord, then you can also participate in the beta version of this game to understand a little bit more about the potential this project has. The lead game designer came from King, which is the same studio that is behind Candy Crush, and obviously we know what impact that had on the world, particularly with mobile gaming and things into the future. Then who knows just how big some of these games could get. If you jump into the Discord, you can also potentially make various donations as well if this is something that you are interested in, and that will also qualify you for various other prize giveaways as well, which could be extremely lucrative. All of that can be found in the link down below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Bye-bye.